Welcome back to MuscleTV. I'm here with Extreme Chef Peter Wright to talk about something a little different.
So what are we going to talk about today, Tony?
We're going to talk about intermittent fasting. Do you know anything about that, Pete?
Well, I do know a little bit about it, and what I know, you basically eat whatever you want for 5 days. You can cram in as many calories and really delicious donuts and beautiful foods. And then for 2 days, you go to really, really low kilojoules and really, really strict sort of fasting diet.
You're on the right track, but I think what people have done is put their interpretation on it to make it a little bit more luxurious during the 5 days. And what we're going to talk about is perhaps doing that for people that work out in the gym and people that want to tone up, lose a few pounds and speed up their metabolism. This is a fantastic way to get yourself in shape. Not for everyone, but we're going to suggest people try it out and see if it gives them a little bit of kick. So if you're new to MuscleTV, we're not telling you to get away from the basics, because for 6 series, this is our 7th series, we've preached basics. Low carbohydrate, high protein, and that works great. But some people hit a bit of a flat spot. They eat the low carbs, they do everything right, and they're still not getting results, or they just plateau, if you like. So what we're saying is this is something you can try at home. If you've hit that bit of a flat spot, you want to try something different, particularly if you want to spike your metabolism up a little bit. The whole theory behind it is that years ago when people had to hunt, they didn't have an abundance of food like we've got today. We live in a society where there's just plenty of everything, we just cram ourselves all the time. So back thousands of years ago, people had to hunt for a few days, they'd eat like mad, and then for 2 or 3 days, they'd have to go out and hunt and gather more food, and then go home and have an abundance of food again. Now, we touched on it earlier, Pete. What a lot of people do, they think it's just a license to eat, as you said, beautiful donuts. It's not a license to eat beautiful donuts. They'll make you fat, and they're no good for your body. All right, so what you've got to try and do is to eat clean food for 5 days and then just go a little bit hungry for a couple more days. So we've set up a typical day's food that you can eat during your eating days. There's plenty of food there, no donuts, no cakes, just good clean food and plenty of it. What do we got?
For the 5 days on, we start off the day with a 6-egg omelette, egg whites or egg yolks, it's up to you. Coffee for lunch, grilled chicken, brown rice and veggies. Then we go to dinner, grilled steak and salad, no carbs in our dinner. And then later in the night, Tony, you can have some berries with a bit of yogurt. Now, this is just an example. You can change this up however you want. But for breakfast, you could have oats or an omelette. You could have salmon or chicken or steak for lunch. It doesn't matter.
And don't forget, you can always put a protein shake in. I say it all the time on MuscleTV, you've got to get your protein shakes in to help you recover. So still, even with this, have a nice protein shake after training and before bed. You can't go wrong.
And then for the days off, Tony, we just go to a very controlled calorie diet. Lean chicken, grilled, and lots and lots of fibre, lots and lots of green veggies.
Green veggies, salad would do the same thing?
Yeah, salad would, but you'd have to eat a fair bit of it. Broccoli and snow peas and fibrous green vegetables give you the fibre that you need to actually digest the food, where salad is a bit more watery and a bit less fibrous.
So we're talking about just having a plain protein source with your vegetables and then 2 shakes a day. Now, when we talk about shakes, the best thing you do with this is to have Max's Super Shred. That's got the fat burners and the things to stimulate metabolism. Still got the whey protein isolate to help you to recover, but it's also got the fat burners and the carb blockers and the stuff to set your metabolism on fire, if you like. So 2 shakes and 1 meal a day. Now, what people don't realise, it doesn't matter what order you have them in.
Could I cut that up and eat it like half in the morning, half in the afternoon, or, you know?
You can do it any way you want, because that's all you get for the whole day. You can have protein shakes in half, you can have your meal in half, as long as you don't have any more. The trick to it is you're restricting your calories for the day. That's all you get. You do it all in one hit if you want, but then you're going to be hungry for the rest of the day. So we recommend you space it out. Certainly if you want to portion it and do it that way, you can. If you wake up and you say, I want to get that meal in as soon as I wake up and then have 2 shakes later in the day, do it. Or if you want to wake up and have your shake for breakfast, your second shake for lunch, and have your meal in the evening, you can do that. It just doesn't matter, because you're only getting that many calories for the whole day. No matter how you put it, it just doesn't matter. That's all you have, day 1 and day 2. Now, a couple of things to remember, folks. We always say on MuscleTV that we don't worry about counting calories and getting all caught up in the macros and so many grams, this and that, because we know we want high protein, high carbohydrate or low carbohydrate, depending where you diet. In this instance, we're going to recommend that you just check on your calories. If you're a guy that works out, you want around 600 calories total, and if you're a female, about 400 calories total.
So during the week on my fasting days, is that on my training days or on my off days?
Well, I do it on your off day. Ideally, if you're going to try this kind of thing, have your 5 days training, and then when you have your 2 days rest, that's when you want to be on your low calories, because you can't expect to perform at your highest level without the fuel in your body. So fuel yourself up on your training days, then when you've got a couple of days to rest, this is when you do this, and then it won't hurt so bad, You won't be lethargic in the gym and your workouts won't suffer. Now, Pete, there's one thing, if you're not used to this way of eating, you're really going to do it hard, particularly the first week or two, and I'm going to talk about that. What I'd suggest you do, if you need energy for work and you're falling behind, you don't want to get the sack and mess up your career, your relationship, or your friendships because you're eating this tiny amount of food. So you can subsidise it with a little bit of low-calorie food, maybe a handful of almonds, handful of strawberries. You know, strawberries only have 1 calorie per strawberry. So if you have 20 strawberries, it's not going to make any difference to your day's intake, but it'll give you a little bit of satisfaction, a little bit of sweetness. Nuts give you a bit of a filling and a feeling of being a little bit more full with your almonds or something really, really simple like that. So don't overdo it, but at the same time, don't knock yourself out. Just ease into it. Now, one of the questions I've had is how long should you do it for? There's no point in just doing it for 1 week. This is a really healthy thing to do. It's good for your heart, it's good for your blood sugars, it's just a fantastic way to recover and to give your body a chance just to revitalise itself and to really get going. I recommend you try this for 4 weeks and see how it works for you. The first week, don't go too hard, as I said, add a few extra things. The second week, you can toughen up a little bit and maybe restrict your strawberries and your almonds. And the third week, even harder. Fourth week, even harder, and then see how you go. Check your results, check your scale, check your energy levels, and it may work for you. I wouldn't say you do this forever, but if you do this 4 weeks every, 3-4 months, it's got to be a great alternative and something really healthy for your body where you're not just digesting massive amounts of food all the time.
So Tony, what we've talked about a lot in the past is good preparation. So all of these meals are very, very simple to make, and you want to take the stuff with you when you leave home to go to work or going to the gym or whatever, so you're not stopping off or breaking the nice food by stopping off at a snack food place. So preparation, cook it in advance, pack it in little takeaway containers, carry a little esky away with you to work, and when everyone's sitting around tucking into their white bread sandwiches, you can open up and have your nice grilled chicken and rice for lunch.
Look, preparation's the key to success. Whether you're doing this intermittent kind of fasting or you're regular dieting, you've got to stay on top of your preparation. It really is the key. Now, this day, it's really easy to prepare because you've only got 1 meal. Better still, take 2 shakes to work, have your meal when you get home, and you haven't got to worry about anything. So it's a bit of a relief from having to do that preparation all the time. So I think it's a fantastic way you do it. As you said, don't get caught up into junk food. And a lot of people that try this out, they just think it's a license. As you described earlier, just eat anything at all, pizzas and donuts, everything for 5 days and then starve yourself. You're probably going to break even doing it that way. If you really want to spike your metabolism and see some result, try eating clean for 5 days and then fasting for 2.
Well, that's been interesting, Tony. Now I know, no more donuts.
No more donuts, no more pizza. Try it out. It'll be a healthier you. We'll see you after the break.